Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to be doing a yarn review on Caron cotton cakes. Now these are only available exclusively at Michael's. You won't even be able to buy them on yarnspirations.com. They're just a Michael's exclusive. So that's the only place you're going to be able to find them. So we'll go ahead and we'll read about them. Let's see. It says that it's a medium weight number 4. Recommended knitting needle size is a 4.5 millimeter and crochet hook size is a 5 millimeter. Machine washable and dryable. 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. 8.8 ounces, 250 grams, or 530 yards. Okay. When I first feel them, they feel soft. They do feel soft. Now it says it is a medium 4 weight yarn. I would agree with that, but I would say it's on the thinner side of a 4. Like, you know, I think you could classify it as a thin 4 weight yarn, or yeah, thin 4 weight, but it's still 4, I think. Yeah, it's a 4. So these bigger cakes like this, they just came out this year. Their cotton cakes used to be a lot smaller. They seem to be available in 12 variegated colors and 6 solids, which I don't believe they had solids before. Here's a variegated and here's the solid. The yardage on the variegated is the exact same as it is on the solid, because you know sometimes you get variegated. I guess I would consider this not variegated. This is stripes, not variegated, but sometimes when you get stripes or variegated, they tend to have a less yardage, but this is actually the same, which is kind of surprising. Now when I first saw these at Michael's, I thought that the solids were color coordinated to match the stripes, and when you look at them, you know, they seem to be, but once I really just now noticed this right now, when you put the solids up to the stripes, you know, that I got this one because I thought that it matched the stripe. I always like to have a solid to match the stripe. It does not match. It's not the same. Similar, but it's not the same. So I went through and I looked through all of them, my solids that I had to match my stripes, and none of them matched exactly. Like I said, very similar, but still not the same color. So it would probably be noticeable in the project, like, that they don't match. Unless you did it just right, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure you could figure out to make them look okay, but I think it's a little disappointing that they don't match exactly. I don't see why they couldn't have done that, but so that was a little disappointing to me. Like I said, I just noticed that just now. So, I'm going to crochet a little bit with it. I'm going to set that to the side. Now, I just happen to have, it's always weird, I always have that same hook that they want right beside me. Isn't that weird? I'm just kidding. So I have the 5 millimeter hook that they say to use. Now, it does appear to be a thin 4 weight yarn. And I'm going to assume that it's probably going to crochet just fine. It doesn't look like it's not going to split or anything. You know, I can tell by looking at it. And I think it's just going to crochet up just like any. Yeah, you can see it's spun, or it almost looks like kind of like a roving yarn, but it's not going to split at all. I don't believe anybody would have any trouble with this yarn splitting. So it glides over the hook all right. And now price wise, these when they're not on sale, they run $10 a cake. Wowzers. Crazy stuff, huh? Never buy them full price, because when you go to Michael's, you can always use a 50% off coupon or a 40% off coupon, and they have sales all the time. So if they're not on sale one week, they'll probably be on sale the next. So you don't really ever have to pay full price. So I wouldn't pay $10 for them. I didn't pay $10 for mine. I don't remember what I paid, but I don't usually pay full price too often for things, especially at a place like Michael's and Joann's. Whenever, you know, they have so many sales, sometimes I think that's why they ask so much for their yarn, because they have sales all the time. But I think a fair price for this is, you know, yeah, it crochets just fine, and I knew it would. It's soft, and I think, you know, you could tell me in the comments what you think a fair price is. But for the yardage being 530 yards, you know, I think a fair price is $6 or $7. I do. It's soft. You could make a wearable out of it. You know, there's no problem in that. But how does it compare to Lion Brand Comfy Cotton? That's what I kind of wanted to show. Lion Brand Comfy Cotton, right off, you can tell that it's a smaller cake. And it is. There's less yardage in it. 392 yards versus the 500. And what did I say? 530 yards in here. Now, the Comfy Cotton says it's a 3-weight yarn. This says it's a 4-weight. I can guarantee the Comfy Cotton is probably thicker than this one. Even though this says 3-weight, I've always considered the Comfy Cotton to be a 4-weight. I don't know why, I just have. But right off by touching it, Comfy Cotton is a lot softer. This is soft, don't get me wrong, but this is a lot softer. Difference is the Comfy Cotton is 50% polyester and 50% cotton versus the 50% acrylic, 50% cotton. Polyester is going to make it softer than the acrylic. Being mixed with polyester is why the Comfy Cotton is softer. And you know, this is if you're familiar with this, it's available in quite a few variegateds, and they just started coming out with solids. There aren't so many solids, but I do like the solids that they have. And these you can find at a lot of places, but you'll probably find them the cheapest at Walmart, and they run $5.88, which is what I pay for them at Walmart when I buy them. It's $5.88. I actually really like Comfy Cotton, and I would prefer it over the Caron cakes. But I do like the Caron cotton cakes. Don't get me wrong. It's just I just think these are a lot softer. And there is one thing though that some people say is I've heard people have a problem with the splitting. The Comfy Cotton. I don't have that problem. But I can see how some would. It really just kind of, I don't know. I could see how some people would. So, you know, everybody crochets different. I don't have a problem with that. So I do like them both. I just wanted to do a little comparison. I do like Comfy Cotton better. But we'll go back to the Caron cakes. So, like I said, it's a nice quality yarn. You can tell it's a nice quality yarn. It would be good for pretty much anything, and a lot of it would be good for a lot of spring and summer projects. Also, lacy tops, lacy shawls. I would make my toddler dress out of it. That wouldn't bother me at all. Actually, I got this color to make her a dress, and I probably will here soon. So it's soft enough for that. And in the winter, you know, scarves, ponchos, pretty much anything you'd want to make with it, I think you can make with it. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wouldn't recommend paying the $10 unless you really needed it and wasn't on sale. But I think, you know, $6 or $7, $6, more closer to $6 is probably fair price for the yardage. So yeah, I like the Caron cotton cakes. I don't have no problem with them. The only downfall, I would say, them being $10, but like I said, get them on sale. It's not a big deal. Is that the collars didn't match up exactly. I really had hopes on that. I really wanted that, but they just don't. Maybe that's just me being too picky, but I won't use the solids and the stripes together now like I intended on, because I just don't. I think they're gonna just clash maybe, because they're just, I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, I like it. I don't have a problem with Caron cotton cakes. I do prefer a Lion Brand Comfy Cotton, but again, there's nothing wrong with these. I will use them and I will make things out of them. Like I said, you can make pretty much anything that you want. So I give Yarn Serrations thumbs up on their Caron cotton cakes. I think they did all right job. It's a nice quality cotton acrylic blend. So I'm sure many of you have used this already, and I always ask, let me know in the comments what you think about it. If you haven't, I always recommend, if you have the means, don't just take my word for it, please, because it's just my opinions, and my opinions are always different than everybody else's. Everybody has different opinions, and it always just, if you have the means, just get one skein or one cake and give it a try, because you may not like it. Just because I like it doesn't mean that you will. But for me, I like it, but don't get me wrong, I do like this. I do like the Lion Brand better. So give it a go. If you haven't, let me know what you think. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments. Now remember, I'm not sponsored by any yarn company. I bought these cakes myself, and these are just my opinions. So some people like to hear them. So that's it. That's my review. It's a good quality cotton blend yarn. I have no problem with it. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye bye.